Here's a quick video on the basics of Google Drive. In this video I'm going to go through adding files to Google Drive, making files in Google Drive, sharing files and making folders. To launch Google Drive you first need to be in Google Chrome. If we open up Google Chrome, just make sure you are on your school's Highlands account. If you are not on your school's Highlands account, just sign into it. If you need help signing into your school's Google account, watch my previous video on how to sign in to your school's Google account. To launch Google Drive, click the grids in the top right corner, find the Drive application. As soon as that loads, you will see my Google Drive. Here are my folder structures. On the left hand side are some options you have. To create anything in Google Drive directly, so a folder or a file, you just click the plus button and you can create a folder. For example, I can type in new folder and it will create a new folder for me to work in. I can go inside that new folder and I can create a Google equivalent of a Word document, Google Sheets, which is Excel, and Google Slides, which is equivalent to PowerPoint. Now, just because my drive has already stuff inside of it, I will switch over to an account that doesn't have much in its Google Drive, the social media account. As you can see in this drive, there is just a get started Google guide. If it's your first time loading up Drive, this will pop up automatically. If you don't want to go for it, just click away from it and it will disappear. So if we just create a folder for now, demo folder, you will see the demo folder appear any second now. If you're not a fan of the tile view, you can switch to list view by clicking up here, called list view, and it will bring it in more of a familiar format. If we open up the demo folder, I can either create a file inside, I'll show that in a second, or I can drag and drop existing files or folders. For example, if I wanted to drag and drop this Word document over, I could literally just drag, hover it over the screen, and that would add it over. The same can be done for this PowerPoint. And if I had a folder with files inside of it, so if I put these two files inside this folder just for a demonstration, I could move an entire folder over as well. There is a limit on how many files you can move over in one drag and drop, but this can be avoided if you use Google File Stream. If you need help using Google File Stream, watch my video on that. So now, as you can see, if you're opening up a document that you've dragged and dropped from your computer, for example a Word document, it will only open up in a preview version. If you want to be able to edit the document, you will have to click in the top center of the screen and click Open with Docs, and you'll be able to edit the document directly in Google as soon as it loads. I can then edit this Word document right here in Google. As it's my first time in Google Docs, it's giving me the option to make a tour, and I can edit this document directly in Google. I'll close it down for now. The same for PowerPoint. I can open and edit it in Slides as well, and this will open up Google's equivalent of PowerPoint, which is known as Google Slides, and I can edit the same presentation that I've made here as well. These presentations are just blank, so that's why they're just empty at the minute. To work on files that you want to create inside Google Drive, if I wanted to create a Google file, I can just click the plus button in the top right, left hand corner. For example, if I want to make a Google Docs, which is Word, I can load this up. I can title my document, this is a demo document, and the Google document will save automatically, and if I want to title it, I can click and it will take the first sentence and title the document that sentence. I can also rename the document if I wanted to, so I could name this just test Google Doc. The good thing about Google Docs is you can have multiple people edit a document at the same time, which you cannot do if you've uploaded a Word document. If I was to hit share, I could share this document with members of staff, So for example, if I type in Mr. Tooten, I'll be able to share this document with Mr. Tooten. We'll both be able to edit this document at the same time. I'll close that down for now. As you can see, if I refresh the page, you will see that Google Docs. Notice the icon for a Google Doc is different for a Word icon. So the Microsoft Office equivalent of documents will have their letters and a Google Doc will not. A Google Doc will open up directly into a document, whereas a Microsoft Word will first preview and you'd have to manually click Google Doc. If you wanted to share an entire folder with certain members of staff or other individuals, you can right click the folder and hit share. And again, you can then type in the people you want to share. So for example, if I type in Mr. Tooten again, he would then have access to this folder. You can change what type of access individuals have by clicking the little drop down arrow, where they can only view the files in there or add and edit. So for example, if I was sharing this folder with resources in there for the students, I might want to only put it as view only so students don't edit any documents I do not want them to. So they'll only be able to view it. If you want to just give people a link to be able to look at files that you've put in Google, you can click Get Shareable Link. And the same option applies. Do you want them to be able to view or edit? And you can change each of them settings. And then you can click Copy Link and email that out to people or send that link to people directly. It's worth noting that currently links are default to only be shared with people at Highlands School. If you want these links to be shared with people outside of the organisation, so not on their HighLearn account, you can click More and you can change it with anyone with the link can access it. Doesn't matter if they haven't got a Google account or not. I'll just click Done for that now. And this is the basics of Google Drive. So just to summarise, to get onto Google Drive, you launch Google Chrome, make sure you're signed into your school Google account, click the grid in the top right hand corner, select Drive, and it will load up your drive. Once inside your drive, you can switch the view between a grid view like this and a list view like this. You will see any folders you have set up, and inside them folders anything you want to view. A Google Doc can be created by just clicking New and creating any of the Google's equivalents of the Microsoft Office suite, or you can also drag and drop files from your desktop or your H drive or your shared drive into Google, and it will upload. Hope this video is useful. Thank you very much.